I really don't have an opening statement, but it's obviously good to get everybody here. You know, we've kind of taken a little bit of a different approach with some of the older guys, whether it be Mash and House. We're not here the whole time. House came a couple weeks ago for about a week. Mash got here yesterday, which is great to see him. We've got Mustafa, who is at the World University Games with Finland, so he's in kind of a training camp, and then they'll go to Tokyo. And obviously Nelly was in the Global Games, and he will be headed back to Africa, and he's going to get his visa, and then he's going to come back over here, be here for good. So we'll have everybody today but Mustafa and Nelly. We haven't done a lot of 5-on-5. We don't do a lot of 5-on-5 normally in the summer, but we'll do some today. We'll do some 4-on-4, so compete a little bit more, go a little bit more live. Excited about that. So, obviously you see all the promotions about football coming up, so it means obviously that school's about to start, getting guys here. So we're excited about it. Schedule's not done. Still working on starting a home and home here. That has become increasingly difficult due to us being better and getting our fan base rejuvenated. So it's a good problem to have, but it is a bit of a challenge that we're working through. So trying to be patient and smart, but we'd love to add a really good game for our fans. So hopefully we'll be done with something like that soon. So very, very excited to get going here up in the fall. We got a good group of guys and got, lofty goals like everybody else does this time of year.
Last year, Sebastian went home for the summer, had some problems, had some injuries, and never really got out from behind that 8 ball all season long. They kind of kept piling up. What's your level of concern, and did you talk at all about how to approach the summer for a guy like Nelly and a guy like Mustafa?
Yeah, it's every guy's different. I mean, those guys are older than Sebastian was. It's really hard to tell a foreign kid you can't go play for your country. That's an opportunity that I can't hold them back for selfish reasons on my part. Sebastian ran into bad luck because he got hurt. So everybody's different. I mean, I've had several guys that have done that and been fine. So it's not like it's just one guy. So, I mean, yeah, would you love to have him here? Yeah, of course you would. But I try very hard not to do things just that are going to make me feel better. These are opportunities that are once in a lifetime for them. So, like Nelly goes and plays against Kentucky, plays great. That's great for him to show that he can play with some of the most talented guys in the world. So everybody's situation is totally different, and I try to keep an open mind to that. And also knowing that it's a long, long season. And, we will have September, October, a little bit of August where we're going to be going full go. So if they can go play those things, I'm going to let them do that.
What does Sebastian have to do as far as improving himself to make you confident to throw him in there for more than just a couple of minutes here and a couple of minutes there?
Just keep getting better, we got to remember, he comes over here, 2 years ago. He's in a foreign country, and there's going to take some time, but now is the time, right? You're a junior. Let's go make a jump. So get in the best shape of your life. Be confident. He's always been one. He's such a phenomenal kid that he's a pleaser. And I think he feels like he lets himself down, lets the team down when he makes a mistake. Like, you have to have a short memory in any sport. And, so just keep playing hard, keep bringing value, keep working, and you'll get your opportunities.
Coach, as far as Nelly goes, how do you envision him fitting in with what you're doing here and all that? And, you talked about how well he played at Kentucky.
Yeah, there's similarities to him and Morris. Morris is probably a little bit more offensive-minded than Nelly is, but Nelly can score down there. He had 20 on us in the pit. Nelly's a really good player. He is tough. He is physical. He is strong. So when you lose a guy like Morris, who's going to play professionally somewhere, you got to replace him with someone really good who's got great experience to go along with Jaden Topping and Sebastian and those guys who can develop, as well. But I think Nelly is a guy who, knock on wood, stays healthy. He'll have a similar type role to what Morris does. has done.
Oh, sorry. You said you're doing a couple 5-on-5s today. Is there any growth you want to see from the team in the next weeks, or is it more about getting your feet wet to prepare for those later ones?
I look at it as getting your feet wet. I mean, it's just getting on the same page terminology-wise, getting everybody together for a little bit of it. I mean, it's just changed. It's been harder for us as coaches. The recruiting calendar has changed. It's gotten really, really choppy. We're gone, maybe not as much as when I started, but we're gone more often. There's not time periods where weeks at a time we're here. So it's made the summer increasingly challenging because we're just off and on a lot. And so hopefully I saw something today online where they're talking about just making it a little bit smoother and cleaner than it has been. But it's installing some things, maybe tinkering with what we did in the past that we liked, didn't like, and then just seeing and growing, evolving as a team.
Coach, for the guys that have been around that you've had some time with, since you guys aren't doing a lot of 5-on-5s, has there been some one-on-one time to talk about the season and the big jump in expectations?
Well, a lot of the guys that have been here were new guys. Like True and JT needed to be here for a class in person. Some of our guys have online classes and stuff like that. It was great to get Jamal Baker here. We're working to just knock on wood. A lot of it is injury prevention for him because he's had that. Isaac Mushila was here. It was great to work with him. And then the Bradens, Donovans, the Quentin Webbs, those guys were here as well. So, and they were able to work my camp and do all those things. So we've been working. We just haven't done as much team 5-on-5 stuff, but we've been doing some 2-on-2. We've been doing some 3-on-3. And they've had a really, really productive summer.
How do you approach the summers in terms of the evolution for Donovan Dan, who is still going to play year 2 now with 2 pretty ball-dominant guards, at least one point guard, kind of in front of him, in front of his way, and he probably had some opportunities to leave this offseason with NIL and all that, and maybe go get a bigger role somewhere. How do you approach his development? Were there any promises made? Get a little bit more shooting opportunities, anything like that?
If he's open, shoot it. I've never told him not to shoot it. Bombs away. I always tell him all the time, when you shoot, I am cheering for you. I hope it goes in. It's changed, right? I mean, all of them have opportunities to leave. The guys that don't are the Mashes of the world. Now, somebody's probably telling Mash you can get a waiver somewhere else. I mean, it's free agency at its finest. So you got to, it's adapt or die, right? I don't promise anybody anything. Never have. I think they understand what their roles will be and what I think they'll be. And if your game gets better, let's go. We're going to give you even more of an opportunity. The job is to win. That's what I've been hired to. I know what the job is. And we had a good year last year. I want to have a great year this year. So whoever can help us win, you're going to play. Donovan had some moments. We don't beat St. Mary's at St. Mary's without him. We don't do that. He was amazing. It's just a matter of just taking the next step. I thought he had a good freshman year. Let's go. Just expand our role. And you know what? If we have to play Donovan, Mash, House, whoever together, whether it's True or as you start to accumulate more talent, you have to make those decisions. But at the end of the day, the 30-something games that we play, I'm going to try to win them all. And, that's the beauty of this whole thing.
Coach, when it comes to approaching summer basketball, is there an emphasis on any theme or message that you really try to instill in these guys before the season starts?
I think the first 2 years, you're trying to get the train back on the tracks. Although we did some things last year that I did not anticipate in year 2 doing, whether it was starting 14-0, whether it was being ranked, whether it was multiple sellouts, getting the fans back. I mean, I didn't think that would happen so quickly. Now it's time to go win. I mean, it's let's go see if we can compete for a championship. Every team in the league's trying to do that. But everybody's in different situations when they take over. Well, we've recruited every player on this roster. We've had several players who have been in the program, who have played in big games. So they need to have great ownership of the program as well. And you don't have that year 1 and a lot of year 2.
Coach, you talked about Sebastian earlier. Is he 100% healthy, and is he stronger than what he was last year?
Yeah, he's healthy. I mean, he was back home too, getting a visa situation taken care of, which is good. I mean, those guys are here a lot. Like, I want them to go see their family. They don't get to, whether it's a long weekend go home or Christmas, they don't normally get to go home. So he was gone for a little bit. He's been back for about 2 weeks, and he's getting back in shape and looking good.
So I know you said the schedule's not done. Can you confirm the dates that were floated out there in the social media world that I know you're big on? Can you confirm
I'm
that?
on a Twitter pause, as I told Jeff the other day when he texted me, and I'm loving every second of it. So I didn't see it. I can't confirm those dates exactly. I think we're working to try to confirm those dates, but it's not 100% done yet. I think both schools want Saturdays. Those are always good for attendance. So we don't have a lot of room, and I don't know New Mexico State's schedule like ours to where we can move a lot anymore. So it's not totally confirmed yet, and hopefully it will be soon. But that's more administrative stuff with Eddie and Mario just logistically figuring everything out.
Coach, do you foresee having the kind of physicality you had last year with this club?
It'll be different because we were more it evolved into 3-out, 2-in offensively because Josiah was not a huge 3-point threat. So you're playing with two bigs where I think a lot more of what we'll do will be 4-around-1, centered around that 5-man kind of working and playing off of him. So a little bit more traditional offensively. But, yeah, we're going to miss Josiah's physicality of going to the glass and just that, you have Morris and Josiah. I mean, that is strong and physical. So probably a little bit more finesse with Mustafa and, Q will play some 4. He's really a 3. Isaac is really a 3. He could play the 4. So a little bit more interchangeable parts at the 1 through 4 and with more of your standard center. But last year was unique because we were playing two bigs together.
Now, do you foresee the fact that we get back to Sebastian, that he will have the kind of physicality you're going to need to actually play his size?
Say that, I can't.
The physicality with Sebastian. There have been times where a guy 6'8" takes the ball away from him. Is there any way to get him more physical to actually play as a 7-footer?
Yeah, I mean, I think for Sebastian, a lot of it's confidence, and so it's my job as a coach to not give him false confidence, but make sure he's feeling great out there and feeling comfortable and being fearless. And he's going to have great competition every day, whether it's Nelly, whether it's JT. Those are some physical dudes. So, it's like I said, I mean, I like a lot of our talent. So if you want to separate yourself and play, coaches are losing power every single day, but the one power I still have is playing time. And, that's hopefully never going to be taken from me or any of us coaches. So if you want to play, you got to bring value in that. And I think Sebastian wants an increased role. And so I want an increased role for him too. So hopefully he gets that.
Coach, just I know it was a couple of weeks ago, but you're always kind of is what it is with NIL and all these changes in college sports. Top 5 picks in the NBA draft, only one came from college. I'm just curious, as a college coach, your perspective on all these different avenues now that these guys have to go play basketball.
Yeah, it's really, I feel like I have a new job. Feels totally different, and that doesn't mean it's bad. There are a lot of reasons why players getting paid is great, whether it's helping your family get to games, whether it's whatever. There's a lot of players who have turned down maybe opportunities to go overseas because they're getting opportunities to stay at their current school. That's good for college basketball. I think the hard part is we all watch the summer league this time of year. Partly because if you're not watching baseball, what else is there really to watch? Maybe a little bit of golf. So you want your fix. Summer league is not the NBA. Those guys are not making millions of dollars. Probably 95%, I don't know the exact number, but 95% of them are not going to make a lot of money. But when you turn it on and you see ESPN and you see Doris Burke and you see the real uniforms and you see, it's so great these NBA guys are sitting courtside to support their teammates in Las Vegas. Right, give me a break. They're going to Las Vegas, right? So it's great theater but it's not the NBA. So now what are the opportunities outside of that to make money for them? So some of that's good, but it's just, I think everybody just doesn't know where it's going, and COVID, NIL, and transfer portal all hitting at the same time. COVID rocked everybody's world, but it drastically changed college sports. And I'd probably throw realignment in there as well. So it's just, nobody knows what the future holds. These guys are being provided amazing opportunities, which is great. And we're so, for us, fortunate to have guys, whether it's Kurt Roth and what he's doing locally, just the support. I mean, it's one of the reasons why New Mexico is a great basketball job, is because we have a community that really, really cares. But it's just, as I said before, I feel like I have a new job. Doesn't mean it's bad, but I feel like it's a new job.
To follow up on that, the COVID year is in its final 2 years now.
Yeah.
Have you changed yet? Is there a way to change how you recruit? Did you recruit differently when you were thinking in terms of 5 years for some players, as opposed to now, some of the guys on your roster, even though they came a year earlier, have the same amount of years left as freshmen?
Yeah, I mean, I like, whether it's True, JT, Braden, Q, Donovan. Those are and I guess Sebastian. Those are the guys we brought in as high school kids, right? I like them all. And in the old days, I'd be like, all of them are going to be really, really good players. You just don't know anymore if they're going to stay the course. Unfortunately, degrees aren't talked about as much anymore. It's part of the deal. So I like them all. I want to continue to. I was out on the road yesterday, and I'm evaluating these high school kids, and I want to continue to build that way. I really do. But every spring comes around, and there's way more clarity about what you need in the spring than in the fall. And you can get some really good players in the spring. And it used to be there was maybe some red flags when you took transfers. Are they selfish? They want playing time, or did they get kicked off the team? That's not the case anymore. Morris Udeze is one of the best kids I've ever coached. He was a transfer. Mash, House. Guys are really good kids. Isaac, who we brought in, Mustafa, Nelly, great kids. It's just changed. So I want to have a balance and a blend of both. If you told me that Donovan and Q and Braden and JT and True State, I think all of them could be really good players. You just don't know anymore. So I recruit my butt off in the summer and the fall. We'll bring in guys, for fall weekends and do our very, very best. And if we don't get them, we'll look to the transfer portal in the spring.
You made, at least according to Twitter, have made a lot of offers here in the last few weeks. Did you go someplace and see all these guys together and just say, yeah, I like him, and him? Is that kind of the nature of the way this plays out?
Yeah. Well, it's the way, right now, there's weekends in April, there's weekends in May, there's weekends in June and July where you can go recruiting. You can go to these AAU tournaments and you can see guys. And it's a good opportunity to see these high school kids, whether it's a rising senior or a rising junior. And you evaluate the ones that you like. You watch them a couple times. You follow them around over the summer, and you offer them. And what does offering really mean? Well, you're putting your hat in it, and you're just trying to get in the fight, and then let them know you're interested. And you normally get on a Zoom of some sort, show them the facility, show them kind of what we're trying to sell, and then hopefully you get them here in the fall. So it's not hard to figure out who's good enough. It's hard to figure out who you can get. And so you got to invest your time wisely in that.
Are you finding out that, finding for you, the more you hear and stuff like that, just, because New Mexico had this kind of like this basketball tradition, like you talked about bringing back and all that. Are you finding it's easier to get in the door and talk to guys? Or?
Well, the best part about New Mexico is we have a brand. 99% of players, their AAU coaches, their high school coaches know about the Pit, and they know about the fans. If you don't have a brand, good luck. Really, really hard. So that part of it opens up doors for you in recruiting. It's never, ever easy. Any player you get, competition's very, very hard. When you have success, whether it's on the court, being able to go to the postseason, when you have several games of over 15,000, when you average 14,500, that really, really helps. When you play every Mountain West game on national TV, really, really helps. So that's the brand. And then you have all conference guys that you could sell, that you recruited. It's not that we didn't inherit some good players, but we recruited Mash, House, Morris. So we gave them our plan. It came to fruition, and that helps, as well as this will be year 12 for me, being a head coach. So I've had past successes that can help as well. But we have a brand. People know that this state cares about college basketball, and that certainly helps.